Human toll of this earthquake. Many of the folks injured this morning taken to Queen of the Valley Hospital, which is where we find Joe Vazquez reporting live this morning. Joe.
And Alan, a short while ago, we heard from officials here that number has grown and substantially. I want to point your attention once again to the back of Queen of the Valley Hospital. That is the triage center. And essentially what happens is when people arrive here at the hospital, they go to this back area where they've set up a couple of tents. They're looked at by medical professionals and they're dealt with accordingly. Now, what we have learned from the president of the hospital, who had a news conference a short while ago, is that 120 people have been hurt. 6 critical, and among the critical, a child who was airlifted to another hospital that they have not yet disclosed. So, most of the injuries, they tell us, are the kind of injury you would expect: minor injuries, abrasions, cuts. We've seen people who had lacerations on their faces. So we've seen people holding cold presses to their heads. We heard of a woman who broke her hip because a floor-to-wall mirror in her home fell on top of her. Those are the sorts of things that we're seeing here. Now, among all that devastation, I will tell you that I just spoke with a young lady. There's a completely different story here. And she tells me that, in fact, her sister-in-law just gave birth to a child moments before the earthquake. And this child, little baby boy, was born just before the earthquake. The room shook. Nurses apparently took cover and in fact, while they were doing that, shielded the child as well as the mother. Now, take a listen to the baby's sister-in-law.
And then they were just telling me that they want to name the kid after some earthquake-related name. There's a lot of, we're really into our culture, so there's an Aztec god that's the earthquake god, so we were thinking about trying to name him after that, but it's a really weird name. So what's the name? It's like a Rumba. It's like a Aztec earthquake god. So they're kind of thinking about it. They think it might be a sign maybe from the gods,
So they're actually welcoming suggestions about what to name the baby. One suggestion that they said they were throwing out was Ruamoko. Now, this is actually a Maori name for earthquake, not the Aztec name as they were struggling with there. So they're still trying to figure out what to name the child, but the nurses have nicknamed the little boy Earthquake Baby. He was the only child born around the time of the earthquake, guys. So one little glimpse of hope and what is still a very chaotic situation here. 120 injured, 6 critical.
Vazquez live for us at Queen of the Valley Hospital in Napa.